this nation called Assyria, poised and threatening to come and desecrate the whole nation. And it was into that messy situation, the world in which Isaiah was speaking was in a mess. And it was into that situation that God called him into service. And it was into that situation that Isaiah had a life-changing awareness of God's character. The fact that Isaiah uses the word Lord, I saw the Lord. He could have used any number of words. It's the one that's translated often in the Old Testament. It's the Hebrew word Adonai. And the key characteristic of that is that it speaks of one's sovereignty. And I think what this does is it gives us a glimpse into the prophet's confidence that God is sovereign. Politically, economically, socially, Judah was in a mess. But there was Lord. There was Adonai. Uzziah was not the sovereign over all the earth. The king of Assyria was not the sovereign over all the earth. Adonai, the Lord, is the one who is over all the earth. And Isaiah sees something rather unusual in these seraphim. We don't know what these creatures were like. They had 6 wings, hands and feet. That's about all we know. It's frustrating. I've spent a lot of money on commentaries. And in a couple of the commentaries, it comes this word seraphim. It says things like, the meaning of this original word is uncertain. And I think, I paid a lot of money for this commentary, and you're going to tell me it's uncertain. Well, we don't know what they're like. We don't know what they were, but we know what they did. They worshiped and they served God, and they pronounced a threefold declaration. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty. In the Hebrew, that is the most superlative. There's nothing more superlative than a threefold holy, holy, holy. You know, it's interesting. We find that in the book of Revelation. In Revelation chapter 4, where John records what he said, what he saw. Each of the 4 living creatures had 6 wings, covered their eyes with all around and under the wings. Day and night they never stopped saying what Isaiah heard them saying. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty, who was and is to come. But they also say something else that I think is very significant. And it says this, and the whole earth is full of his glory. I think what that says to us, folks, is that the glory of God is not relegated or limited to heaven. It's on earth. The whole earth is full of his glory. God's glory was in his temple. Isaiah saw and experienced it, but it was not limited to the heavens, even when the world is in a mess. Really? Where do you see the glory of God in our world? You know, I'm 74, and I can't recall a time in my life where I have sensed more divisiveness, more anxiety, more anger, more distrust, more suspicion. You know, so as a grandparent, I pray for our kids and grandkids every day. And as I do, I wonder what kind of world is it going to grow up in? You know, maybe we ought to have a day of fasting and worrying. No, I'm not serious. Maybe we need to do what Isaiah did and remind ourselves of who God is, the character of God. And I think what this reminds us is that what is going on in the presence of God in heaven has a direct impact and implication for what's going on here on earth. See, Isaiah, this great prophet of hope, needed to be reminded that there is a God, there is only one God, there never will be another God, king, ruler, emperor, who is Adonai. It is sovereign God. There is one and only one. And it seems to me that you and I are living in a world that many of us are thinking it's a mess. I mean, where's it going to go? But what I find somewhat disconcerting is that when I hear among my brothers and sisters of Christ sentiments such as, well, listen, that's what God said it would be. Jesus said, in these latter times, it's going to be wicked, it's going to be awful, it's going to be all